Hi, I'm Karen Ross, Secretary of the California Department of Food and Agriculture, and I'm so thrilled to have my very good friend and a hero of mine, Ann Veneman is here. Ann, you have a remarkable background, and I feel so lucky to have spent so much time with you over the years. But I just want to do a summary of your distinguished and very impressive background. And I'm going to focus mostly on your public service life because you're the first to do so many things. You are the first woman to be the Secretary of the Department of Food and Agriculture. But you had served at USDA in various positions, including as Deputy Secretary. And then when you left CDFA, you were named Secretary of the United States Department of Agriculture. Again, the first woman and still the only woman. Where did you grow up? And tell me about how it is that you came into public service and have spent so much of your life in public service.
Well, I grew up in Modesto, California, actually on a peach farm near Empire, California. I went to Empire Grammar School.
Okay.
And then I went to high school in Modesto. And then I attended UC Davis and a master's at UC Berkeley and a law degree at UC San Francisco. And so, you know, I'm California educated by the public school system.
Yeah.
But I come from a family that really values public service.
Mm-hmm. What do you think has helped you, because you've been serving in various positions, but especially I remember at USDA, I want you to talk about really big challenges. Was there something in your background that you felt gave you the confidence, the courage, the like, we can get this done? How do you face those kinds of big challenges?
I'm very grateful for the way my career unfolded. So I had all those years at USDA, including being the deputy secretary.
Okay, that would
And then I came here to California, and I was the secretary here. So I had the view from both the federal and the state. So when I became Secretary of Agriculture, I was so grateful that I had that background. In, you know, the various government positions that I've held, because we faced challenges in the first in those first years of the Bush administration. When I got into the job, there was a huge outbreak of foot and mouth disease in Europe, and we were trying to make sure that didn't spread to the United States. So we were working with the airlines and the airports in making sure that people were given the right precautionary things that they had to do as they came back in the country, if they'd been on farms, all of the things that you check for. Then in our first year in the Bush administration, we had 9/11 happen.
Exactly.
So again, we then had to begin to really look at everything in the industries which we saw in our various departments of government. What do we have to do to protect our food supply, our water supply in the case of USDA? So we did a lot of scenario planning and looking at where the biggest threats were.
Because you have so much to share and so many ways to inspire people. Do you have advice for young women in particular, but young people generally, who might be at the beginning of their career, or they really aren't sure, do I go to college, and what do I want to do when I grow up? You've had so many experiences. What would you share for all of the young people that I think will find this fascinating?
Well, you know, I've been asked many times, I mean, people come to me, young women especially, and say, well, I want to do what you did. And I said, when I was younger, I could never imagine where the journey would take me. And one of the things that I've always told them is take advantage of opportunities that come your way. I mean, I think two of the real turning points in my life were, number one, going to Washington in the first place when I was, in the mid-'80s. To take a job that may have only been there for 2 years. And I sold my house and gave up everything in California. It was kind of a leap of faith. It changed my life. And then the second one was when I took the job at UNICEF. I was a little bit hesitant to take an international job, but frankly, that too gave me so much of a different perspective. It was another chance that I took.
Yeah.
And so I say to young people today, you know, don't have goals that are so strict that of what you want to do that you don't see that opportunity that may come your way and say, does that make sense for me to take advantage of it? Because you never can tell where an opportunity will take you. So I think in terms of young people, I think the other thing is you and I have both been trailblazers as women, but we've talked about this before. There are so many more opportunities for women today in the food and ag system. I mean, I remember when I first started in agriculture, there were no women leading ag or food trade associations. You look now at how many positions women hold in the whole food and agriculture sector. It is quite phenomenal. And so I think that, you know, one of the things we needed to do was open doors wide enough for others to get through. And I think as women who have done it earlier than others, hopefully it will continue to be that way and those opportunities will be available.
And I would say thank you, Ann Veneman, for opening up that door as wide as you have, because it's an inspiring, trailblazing journey that you've shown the way. And I look forward to the next time we can have another conversation, because it's terrific and I'm anxious to share it. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always good to see you.
Great to see you.